Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the GROW program. I had, I told you yesterday I was going to write to Jack Dorsey, and I was going to, go all out and write a letter and, send an email and all this other stuff. But I said, you know what? No. Since he saw that on African spirituality, which was not hate speech, all I said was the word black comes from Negro, which it does. It means, that means black in Spanish, Negro, and, and talking about African spirituality and, the mistrust of it. And so I just, so I'm sending off tweets now, to let them know that I want to ask a question. I want to know how is it that Donald Trump was able to retweet the White Power video, and that wasn't deemed hate speech, but I can talk about African spirituality, and that's hate speech. I really want to know the answer to that question. I know I won't get it. What he gonna do is he gonna ban me off Twitter, and that's fine too, because I don't need Twitter. I really don't. I have other forms of communication that work very well, and so that's fine. And I want to talk about Africans. Africans. We are born in this country. We were born here, yes, but we're the only race of people who go by our homeland and our second land names. African American. African American. We came from we've been a lot of things. We've been a lot of different names. We done been black, we've been Negro, colored, nigger, black to African American. That's it. That's the final name. And the last name really is African, because that's what you are. You African first. These people, I don't understand how they don't call themselves Caucasian and wherever else they came from, because they ain't from here. They took the land from the Indians, and they said it was 10 million Indians here at that time, and I believe it was more than that. But it was taken. It was overtaken, just like they went over there and took the slave, took the gold, took the diamonds. They in Africa, they take stuff, and it's not hate speech. That's the truth. How you gonna say hate? The truth is hate speech. It's hate speech because you can't handle the truth. That's why, and you don't want to hear it, so you rather shut it down. You don't want to hear the truth. Just like the GOP don't want to hear it, so they shutting everything down that they can. Shut down the voice of the people. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear the truth. They want to run over here and stick their head in the sand and pretend that something is what it ain't, and it is. And look, and look at the people quietly growing, quietly proceeding on. They talking about how Biden is getting ready to be walked into the escort into the White House and everything. See there, that's what I'm saying. The evil over there doing. But the people steady going on. The movement is steady going. They grow just like we doing. We growing. The movement is steady going. Forget the evil. We know the evil over there working and doing what they doing. They gonna do that. But the movement is steady growing. The people are steady rising. The people getting ready to come out with substance. The people got a plan. God always had a plan. He always had a plan. I'm gonna tell you something. I don't understand how you just get so caught up in evil that your heart just get to be so wicked. And you can even look at a child and deny a baby and put a baby in the cage and snatch a nursing baby from his mother. Your heart that cruel. It baffles the mind, but you know what? That's the reason why it baffles the mind, because see, we can't even get to that level where we even understand that. We can't even get there. We can't, there's nothing you can say that can make me understand that, not that. No. No, there's nothing you can say. So I can't even understand that aspect of that. So let's just move on from that. But I do want to tell you and remind you, just a quick reminder. I don't know if nobody told you this today, but I want to tell you a couple things. First of all, I want to tell you that you are one of God's own. You are the true people. You are royalty. And I want to tell you that I love you. I want you to look in that mirror and look yourself in the eye as you getting yourself prepared for the day. I want you to tell yourself, I love you. I want you to tell yourself that I love you. It took a minute for me to love myself. 53 years. And the first time I ever looked in the mirror and told myself I love you, and I truly do. See, that's where it comes from, a happiness that's within you, within yourself. And once that's the light right there. The God, that true you got you, because then you begin to find that on this spiritual journey. You ain't gonna find that in church, sitting up in church around some spiritual demons and you trying to keep your eyes on the prize and you can't do it. It just don't work. That's why it ain't been working. That's why you falling in and out of church, backsliding. Because you got to face those spiritual demons every Sunday. And deal with this and all that church foolishness that you deal with. See, all religion is man-made. All religion, all denominations is man-made, and that's one thing Africans were always denied when they got to this country. They were denied their dignities, their spirituality, all of that. They didn't know how to speak this language when they got over here. They had to learn how to talk, how to speak the language. Learn how to do the things that were required of them to do. What they were being told, they couldn't understand what they were saying. So they had to show them what to do. So they had to show them how to pray, show them how to go to church, show them how to pray to God. Because see, in the Bible it says that the slaves were supposed to obey their masters. See, because that's a religion that was man-made to control people and run people, and and then give 10% of your income. That's what that all that comes from that. Food that you eat, all of that comes down generation after generation of slavery. People starting to wise up, stop eating that stuff. Stop eating that pork and all of that. And realizing that, telling all your problems, all your business, and giving your 10% and donating your money, getting your money to one man is not the way to get to know heaven. That's not how you make it. That's not how you get there. See, because when you get over there, you are judged by your heart and your actions on this earth. See, people don't even realize, a lot of folks under oppression. People who are under oppression don't even realize they're under oppression, honey. Because I didn't even know I was under oppression. I didn't know what oppression meant, until the ancestors gave it to me. And I realized this is what I've been dealing with all my life. I've been under oppression, Look up the definition of oppression. Hurry up and do it before they take it out the dictionary. Because see, they don't want us to know that that's what's been happening to us. What's been going on. But we are oppressed. Every African. No matter status or wealth. I don't care who you are. You could be Beyonce. Because see, Beyonce is still African. We all Africans. We all are under the oppression of this country. It doesn't matter. Because I'm tell you something. Listen to this. Think about this for a minute. Beyonce is very well known. She's beautiful. I love Beyonce. She's very well known. And it could be one day she driving down the road and one police officer in a backwoods somewhere don't even know Beyonce, ain't heard about her. He knew on the police force. Who knows? He lived in the backwoods all his life. But he a police officer. He pulled her over. And just think how that's going to go down. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to bring it up. But it just don't seem like a scenario that would go very well. Africans are under oppression in this country. Because, see, somebody could stand outside with a hood on and intimidate and racially harass another person of another race. And that's free speech. But he can't go to work and do that. He can't stand inside his job with a hood and a gown on in his workplace and sit around people. He ain't gonna do that. If you gonna hide up under a robe and a gown and think you supreme over somebody, you should be able to do it at work. You should be able to show who you really are. You know, them people don't like when the media get on, show their face and stuff. That's why they be fighting the media. They don't want their job to know what's going on, who they are, because they cowards. They're cowards. And they're not supreme over anybody. So just remember that, people. Africans are the true people. We're royalty. And walk in it and live in it. God bless you.